Could you and Richard? Apparently, President John Dramani Mahama took office in January for a second non-executive term. Since then, Ghana has taken a far leftward, anti-democratic turn, wielding lawfare against his political opponents. He has bent the law to protect his own. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court was dismissed based on a petition that was never made public. Half a dozen more compliant justices have since been appointed to the same bench. Scores of legal cases against members of the president's own party, many related to serious fraud and a major banking collapse, have been dropped. This approach should come as no surprise from a leader who is both a socialist and a Soviet sympathizer. His autobiography, My First Coup d'etat, is partly set in Russia, a country where he studied and by his own account found quite agreeable. Mahama even took time out of his last year's elections campaign to launch the book Russian edition in Moscow. Since returning to the presidency, he has made his mark on international affairs by penning an opinion article in The Guardian attacking Elon Musk and Donald Trump over South Africa. But it is lawfare against the opposition that should most concern the moneylenders in London. The most high-profile attack has been against Ken Ofori-Atta, the previous administration's former finance minister. Ofori-Atta is nothing if not a Western man educated at Yale and Columbia universities. He went on to work at Morgan Stanley and Salomon Brothers before founding his own investment bank. He became one of Ghana's best known and most successful international business leaders, entering national politics only in middle age and certainly not for the money. He went on to oversee major economic reforms of the banking system and steer the country through the strains of pandemic over a period during which Ghana's GDP per capita nearly doubled. Only days after Mahama's return, the stain turned on Ofori-Atta. Lurid accusations flew, followed by demands for his return to Ghana to face questioning. His home was raided. A special prosecutor branded him a fugitive from justice. U.S. authorities were said to be processing an extradition request, and even an Interpol red notice was reportedly issued to extract him, whatever it is, from his United States, where he was allegedly hiding. Except he wasn't. Ofori-Atta was in the United States receiving cancer treatment. Meanwhile, the military and police had entered his home in Ghana apparently without a warrant. No extradition request was ever made to Washington. The special prosecutor has since admitted as much, nor were there any indictment. The special prosecutor has never pressed charges, raising the question of whether Ghanaian authorities misled Interpol into issuing the red notice, which in law can only be applied after formal charges have been brought. Nearly a year later, only salacious accusations have been made against Ofori-Atta, primarily about sign-off on spending in government departments outside the finance ministry. It is the equivalent of expecting to hold Chancellor Rachel Reeves personally responsible for every single individual line item of spending in the Department of Culture, Media and Sport, or the Atomic Energy Agency, or the Passport Office. It seems self-evident these attacks are underway because Ghana's current leadership perceive Ofori-Atta, a man possessing presidential bearing, as a potential serious challenger at the next election. Should he go down that path, this is no way to run a democracy. Indeed, it is questionable whether the rule of law is still functioning when such a stark case of political persecution is unfolding, and whether international businesses can really or can still rely on the legal security of their investment in Ghana. For me, these are the most telling part of this article. There's only a paragraph at the beginning, a paragraph at the end. But it's authored by Matt Whatley. He's a British columnist. He works with the Daily Telegraph. Have you seen this? Have you read this article?
I've read it long ago, and I firmly predicted, I told my colleagues that give it a little bit of time to appear on Asasi.
Yes, it's on Asasi.
Yeah, that's why you read it.
Yes.
So it should tell you who wrote it. Unfortunately, listen, I am making a pointed accusation. You can quote me. I said, this thing came from the bowels of you know where it came from. Let me read you something.
That's not a
pointed
accusation.
It is pointed. I'm going to mention names and name names. Listen, Matt Whatley, MA, is not just a columnist. He's a partner in a firm called Okapi Train. They are mercenaries. Let me read you his profile. Mark Whatley served 8 years as an officer in the British Army, during which time he held operational and training positions in various countries. In the past 30 years, he has managed operations in many countries, including Bosnia, Kosovo, and the OSCE in Ukraine, and with the EU monitoring mission in Georgia. He has spent years in conflict and post-conflict environments, advising and training departments and ministries, managing teams and operations, and using his training and education expertise to help improve structures and organization as they face the challenges associated with chaos and reorganization. What does that mean?
That's his profile.
Yeah, I said, what does it mean?
It means he's what
it means he's a mercenary.
No.
It means I'm challenging Mr. Whatley to come and tell me that he's not a trained mercenary. I will know. And I will tell him how I know he's a damn mercenary. And I don't mean he is a mercenary writing articles that he shouldn't write, like my friend Charles Boedu. I'm saying he is a military officer, ex-military officer, who engages in covert operations in theaters of war. So first of all, he should come and tell us how many innocent people he has killed. Let's start with that. Okay? And I told my colleagues that this thing was going to... doesn't that sound to you like one of Richard and his people wrote it? John Mahama is a Marxist. Really? John Mahama. Richard, John Mahama is a Marxist. You see, it's when you don't send a boy to do a man's work. President Mahama is a Marxist. In the history of this country, there are only 2 presidents who are confirmed Marxists. Kwame Nkrumah is one of them. Do you know the other one? Who's the other one? Tell me, who's the other one?
No, you tell me.
Akufo-Addo.
Marxist?
Akufo-Addo, when he came to Ghana, after being sacked from Oxford University, what did he do? He went to train at, he went to teach at Kwame Nkrumah Ideological Institute. What is that? I said only 2 of our presidents are confirmed Marxists. And you see, in Akufo-Addo's body language.
But this is something about
Whoa. In Akufo-Addo's body language, right? What does he tout the most as his biggest achievement? What is that? Is that not communal welfare?
Kojo.
No, so, I am telling. Hold on.
Okay.
You see, the MPP here, Akufo-Addo, he inherited it. I said Akufo-Addo touts communal welfare of the proletariat as his biggest achievement. Then you go and hire somebody, a trained mercenary who kills for a living, and he's coming to write articles. And you people think that the modus operandi of the last time when you were using the British High Commissioner to do your dirty work, you think you are going to continue? Stop joking, it won't work this time. John Benjamin, he has been sacked by the British government for pointing a gun at somebody in Mexico. So this time it won't happen. No more. The British government does not take its instructions from mercenaries.
No problem. This guy,
and in terms of oil, that guy says we owe the British. Really?
Yeah. Well, that I can.
Shall we talk about colonialism?
I can agree with you on that one.
Where's our goal?
Bring that one for discussion. This other one you are bringing is controversial.
Where's our goal?
One, we are alive.
Where are the colonial diamonds?
No problem.
Where's the colonial collection?
I can give you my time for that one. This the first one. You have gone too far. So,
John Mahama is a Marxist.
Could you,
everybody who went to school in Russia is a Marxist.
No, could you. So let's not put adverse interpretation.
President
of
Mahama,
Marxism.
they say you're a Marxist.
No, let's not put a negative, connotation on Marxism. Okay, Marxism is political thought, is a worldview, is not adverse. Okay, in a sense that
Read that article. I've read that article.
Yeah,
it's
right.
a nasty hate
so
job.
the spin to make it appear negative is the person's own emphasis. But as a thought process, it's not adverse. So if somebody says President Mahama is a Marxist, really,
he's very lucky that I will not be bequeathed.
It's a worldview.
I will not be bequeathed the opportunity to respond to what he wrote.
And in fact,
he's very lucky.
No problem.
The government of Ghana will not allow me to write back to him.
It's not necessary. But the point is that that is not to be taken as a negative thing. It's a worldview. I mean, your people have criticized our liberal conservative position as adverse, and they've used it for political gain. So
and so
I'm just saying that it's a worldview.
You have also criticized our political, our political.
So that is essentially what the guy is saying. So I'm just saying that is not to be quibbled with as a Marxist. It's not to be quibbled with, because even if you look at it, you yourself admitted here that free SHS, you started it. And so if Akufo-Addo starts free SHS and you are saying that, so then you are confirming his point that President Mahama is a Marxist by implementing that policy. But that is neither here nor there. I think that free SHS remains one of the biggest achievements in the Fourth Republic to date, because it affords opportunity for our people to be educated, to bring us all up in this era of democracy, to make literate the voting population, who then will be able to make informed decisions based on programs, based on policy, and not non-evaluative considerations such as gifts and the other things. So it's a good thing, and the free SHS is good, and that's why your people you are trying so much to attach yourself to it, because it's a good thing, and so that's fine. But this individual's view,
the man can't help himself, and then when I start throwing bombs, he will complain.
Yeah. So
in 2017. In 2017,
Kojo,
when Kano Koyata went to Parliament, it's in their handset and asked for money for arrears for free SHS. Yeah. Who was doing the attachment?
No problem. But you are trying to.
Who was doing the attachment?
I'm just saying.
Who was attached to what?
No problem. The point is,
the chicken and the egg, which one gave it?
No problem. One of them. But the point is that in the article, the gentleman is right about a few things. Okay. This whole thing of bending the law backwards to protect his people is incontrovertible. Okay, you don't need to go to a court to understand that, because the Attorney General's conduct, first act out of the gate, issuing 7 null prosequis to clear NDC people, that is bending the law backwards. Okay, bending the law backwards so much that it almost is broke. The singular act of removing the Chief Justice, the head of a Koyiko branch of government or arm of government, is bending backwards to affect.
Bending backwards, removing the electoral commissioner so that you can rig elections ex post and ex ante. That one was not bending backwards.
Well, he
slapping sideways.
He didn't write about that.
I said, why would he write about that? Bending backwards is better than slapping sideways. You removed Charlotte Osei under fictitious charges.
No problem.
Right? And when you finish, you try to rig elections post ante ex post. You try to use administrative measures to rig elections. Now we were taking results to regional offices.
No problem.
Before we announced them, I told you that by 8 o'clock you would have lost the election.
No problem.
Was I right or was I wrong? I told you.
You are here to do the NDC's business.
You lost.
That's okay.
8 o'clock.
Tomorrow.
So next time, don't take it to the region. Count it on the way to the region.
No problem. We can do what you guys want. The point is that by 2028 you are going to lose. Moro, the third thing he said that I agree with, okay, still on the law, bending it backwards, is the punitive use of bail condition, okay, to punish political
Richard, once again, Moro, so do you know that I'm still on bail? Richard, I'm still on bail.
But you are not held.
I said I am still on bail.
But
since 2017, I'm still on bail.
Oh, but
so don't talk to me about bail conditions.
Oh, your matter is okay. I mean, I don't want you to feel that way.
We
are talking about President Mahama. And a verdict of
he who goes to
person.
equity must have clean hands. I said, Moro, I am still on bail.
No problem. But
I am still on the stop travel list. I'm still there.
That's unfortunate, but
there are many unfortunate things that are going on in this country. So what are you on about?
There are a few unfortunate things that a neutral person has raised. Let's talk about that.
Every time I'm traveling, so listen, this is by the way. Every time I'm traveling, every time I'm traveling, the immigration office as well.
Okay,
you see what you put there? What they were doing to me then, it still persists. You see, when I'm going, they look at me like they look at it. They look at me. Mr. Boafo, please, you are still on the stop travel list.
But you've traveled, really? You traveled at the ass in that
you should go and discharge it. I said, no, I won't discharge
it.
It reminds me to make sure that I don't do anything stupid whilst I'm
very good. So it's a positive reinforcement for you. But no, but that's what he said. No, that's what he said. That's what he's converted into. Moro, don't make your face like that.
Continue to insult me.
No. You yourself
insult me in the quiz.
No, wait. So the last thing, which is right.
It's not me.
The observation.
They will take us off.
Oh, Moro, let me just finish.
They will take us off.
Is the false expectation the NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, created for the young people of this country to bring some 24-hour economy, which when he has come to government to date, he has not done. So I agree with him. All this, Moro.
No, it's not me. It's not my fault. MCI is 20 minutes. The 20 minutes is as elapsed. Richard, thanks. Kodo, thank you very much for joining us. I say once again, Assalamu alaikum, Juma Mubarak. My name is Aldo Moro. Thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana. Bye-bye.